Update. Am I the a-hole for asking my girlfriend that if she wants me to help her sisters, she has to work or cut back on the days they come home? Original post. My girlfriend, 30 female, and I, 29 male, have been together for 4 years. I thought I knew everything about her until a few weeks ago when I found out that her father died and her mother and 3 sisters are homeless. We were forced to be the babysitters of her sisters. At first, everything was fine, but it got worse quickly. The family budget increased rapidly. My girlfriend's sisters do not respect me. They flat out insult me. They broke some dear objects. And it is hard to come home from work and find the house a mess and cooking for 5 or 6 persons. My girlfriend's depression is worsening and she can hardly get out of bed. But I need help immediately. My salary does not even cover a tiny part of it. I am working overtime and I am exhausted. So I ask my girlfriend to get a job, or it will be impossible to continue the rhythm of life we are having. My girlfriend is angry with me. She says that I don't support her enough, and my father tells me that I should be a man and face this situation for the woman I love. I don't know what to do. Am I the a-hole for my request? Now for the top comments before reading the updates. Your girlfriend's family is not your responsibility. It's time to end your relationship. Girlfriend lied about her family, and now you're supporting girlfriend and her family. No way. She doesn't appreciate you. Good luck. I know. Besides that, this situation escalated deeply. From supporting 2 people to supporting 4 others was a hard blow. I don't understand anything and I am still in shock. Not the a-hole. You shouldn't have to pay for her family's expenses and such, even if you were married. Right now, she is just your girlfriend. I'm outraged for you. Are you sure this is the relationship you want? Thanks. The truth is that, no, it's not the relationship I would like, and it's been a while since we were no longer good. Plus, she lied to me all this time, saying she had no family. It's shocking. I'm giving it all, and still it's not enough. You deserve better treatment and respect. Your girlfriend has been living off you, and now she's brought in 3 or 4 other people who don't appreciate the kindness you have given them. OP from your comment. I think it's time to tell her to leave. Or if possible, depending on who is on the lease, you should leave. Because staying in a relationship with someone who's both lazy and ungrateful, with additional freeloaders, is not someone any sane person wants to stay in. Not the a-hole. OP, you need a partner, not a burden. If you run yourself into the ground, then who is going to work to pay the bills? I know it's not those freeloaders. They wouldn't care if the situation is reversed. You need to take your health seriously. Thank you. I really needed those words at this moment. Many virtual hugs from me. And about my health. It's true, it's going downhill, and my blood pressure is sky high. And if something happens to me, I doubt that my ex or anyone like that will help me. Now for the first update. I posted my problem here a week or so ago and would like to give my update. Basically, I showed everyone that I hadn't even finished the first week of the month, and I was already on the red. Her mother explained to me that the same thing was happening with her sister, where her daughters go to sleep, and they don't even have a mattress or room for themselves. They were saving up to buy them. That's why they ate and lived during the day at my house. I didn't think it was fair and we argued. Everything got worse when my ex gave me an ultimatum. Either we did things the way we were doing them, or we broke up. I was expecting that low blow, so I started to sell some things to pay the month's rent and the fine for leaving early, and I will wait until this weekend to move in with my mother or stepbrother. All this under secrecy. The situation is on fire and I don't want to add gasoline to the problem. About my father, my stepmother put him in his place and apologized to me, which is rare for him. That's all. Honestly, I would have liked a nicer update, but no. Feeling like a stranger in your own home is the worst. Are you on the lease or mortgage? What's your housing situation here? Lease contract, and I am the only one in the signature. Between tomorrow and the day after I contact the owner, who is aware of the situation, from what I've found out, I will have to pay a fine or penalty, and this month. And looking at the situation of my ex, I do not know what will become of that, to be honest. Why not just evict everyone else and keep the flat? That place brings back horrible vibes, memories, and feelings. Besides, if I stay, they would know where I live and I sincerely fear reprisals. I would not be leaving if your name is on the lease. Talk to the landlord, because none of these people are on the lease. You may also be on the hook for this if you don't talk to the landlord now. Thanks for commenting. I already talked to the owner Monday, and we will meet between tomorrow and Thursday. I know I have to fix it as soon as possible, and I don't want to stay in my house for retaliation and stuff. Besides, I could not live there anymore after all this. It's not about retaliation. It's about making sure you don't get stuck with the rent and spending more money for these freeloaders. That's all. Thank you for your concern. As for that issue, we'll see how to proceed after the meeting. I'm rarely home, so if I give a warning in advance, it might be taken the wrong way and could blow everything up or lead to some irrational revenge stuff. So I want to prepare myself first. I'm already setting aside funds, and I don't want to make things worse by jumping in too soon. Now for the second update. This week was crazy. Due to stress and tiredness, I had problems with work, but I was able to talk to my landlady. We came to the conclusion that the best thing to do was to end the contract. She would be present the whole process of moving and all that, giving me a month of rent, but penalizing me for ending the contract prematurely. So, I sold almost half of my stuff. I would have sold a little more, but I didn't have the time to pay both moving trucks and all the fines. My relationship with my ex, even living with her, was cold. I barely spoke and called her by her full name. I think she noticed because she started to tell me not to leave or to forgive her, but I couldn't even look at her. I was a sea of tears the whole week, but I'm getting better. The day of the move, which was yesterday, the girls were not there, only her, and it was crazy. Screaming, kicking, insulting. My mom and stepmother, along with some friends, helped me in my move that was done in half an hour. Oh, I thought I had more things. On her part, she called a friend and a friend in common who took her things. In total, it must have been an hour of work and half an hour of screaming and crying. But thanks to my mom and stepmother, I could get through it without crying. Yesterday, I had to block my ex and her family. I hope they don't keep bothering me, but with that family, I don't know. About my father, we don't talk and he didn't show up. I only know that they are disunited a lot because of this, my stepmother and him. I don't know if the relationship will ever be the same. And now I am living with my stepbrother. I sleep on a sofa, but I have freedom. I can go back to sleeping in boxers. In return, I have to work in his business on Saturdays, but I have a house and food insured, even though I am financially broke. Finally, I'd like to explain why I'm so precipitated in this situation. If I had a coin for every time a relative of my partner came to live in my house, I'd have 2 coins, which isn't much, but it's curious that it happened twice. A long time ago, an ex brought her father to live with us after he lost his home. At first I thought, well, I should help. But things quickly turned into a nightmare. The man acted like he owned the place. He brought his friends over to play cards and they stayed all night, even on work days. He did nothing around the house, ate everything, never washed his clothes, had terrible hygiene, walked around in tighty-whities all the time, and even forbade me from sleeping with my girlfriend. He made her sick from all the stress. Getting him out was incredibly difficult and traumatic. He broke things, made our lives hell for a month, and, before leaving, even knocked me out in the street and humiliated me. That relationship ended after that. I never wanted to go through something like that again. Thank you all for your kind words and encouragement. I'm sending virtual hugs and good wishes to everyone. Cheers, and best of luck and good vibes to you all. Not gonna lie, you carried this whole situation on your back like a champ. Moving out, handling the drama, cutting toxic people off, that's growth. Proud of you, man. Stay up and don't let anyone guilt you into being their doormat ever again. Thank you. It was very hard. These weeks exhausted me a lot. I moved heaven and earth to solve this. I no longer wanted to go through the same thing again, and a little sacrifice to solve it quickly is good. And yes, I hope that my spine now formed of adamantium and is durable. You did good. You were supportive throughout the relationship. But you were with the wrong person. She should have supported you back. Just get back on your feet. Focus on you. You'll be better in no time. Good luck in life. Thanks. Yeah, The truth that, in retrospect, it wasn't a good match with my ex, and my relationship with his sisters was bad from the start. I would have to thank their hatred for me over Reddit, as they hated that I came from a step family and would potentially be their family. And I'm back on my feet, tired and broken, but back in action. Thank everyone who helped you and learned to say no to people who push your boundaries. I'm glad you are out of that parasitic relationship. Thank you, yes. When I can, I will invite my mother, stepbrother, his partner, stepmother, and friends to a good quality dinner. You have done the best thing. It will seem like crap now, but you will pick yourself up and come out better. Thank you. Honestly, the situation sucks, but I feel strangely good. There was no future with my ex-girlfriend. Now it's just a stumbling block to my future. 20 years ago, I got out of a crappy relationship. They ran up debit in my name with unpaid bills, bank loans, etc. It came to about $15,000, which in my early 20s felt like a ridiculous amount of money. I never thought I'd be free, but I worked hard, paid it all off, and realized today I'd pay it all again to ensure they are never in my life again. The debit was worth it to be rid of them forever. Last story. Would I be the a-hole if I stopped talking to my best friend of over 10 years after he and his wife went on a double date with my ex-wife and her affair partner? Original post. Back in 2023, I found out that my 44 male, wife 43 female, had been exchanging hundreds of texts with a mutual male co-worker. For context, my wife Julie and I worked at the same small business that was owned by her family. After the discovery of the texts, I confronted her, and she admitted to the emotional affair and also said that she had been unhappy in our marriage for years. We had been married over 20 years, owned a house together, and have 2, now adult children together. The discovery of the emotional affair led to our divorce, the sale of our marital home, and me immediately resigning from my position at the company in which Julie, her affair partner, and I all worked. Over the last year, I have worked to rebuild my life, finding a new job, moving into my own place, and now having a girlfriend whom I love. Getting to where I am today, though, was not easy in any way, and this whole process was one of the most difficult things I have ever been through. My best friend Mike and I met when we worked together about 12 years ago, and we've pretty much texted or talked daily since. Over time, Julie, Mike, his wife Ashley, and I all became really good couple friends and even took vacations together. Upon first finding out about the emotional affair, Mike and Ashley immediately took my side and supported me through everything. Over time, Ashley and Julie began to talk again, since they were friends too, and I really didn't have any feelings about this either way. I even knew that Mike and Julie would still talk and text from time to time, which I also had no problem with. Yesterday, though, I was scrolling through Facebook and saw that Mike, Ashley, Julie, and the affair partner, now boyfriend, were all out at a comedy show together, and this just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I felt a sense of betrayal by my good friend Mike, that he would be out on the town hanging with my ex-wife's affair partner. To add some additional context, Mike and Ashley also recently had their own affair partner issues when Mike discovered that Ashley had been texting a male coworker on several occasions. They have since reconciled their marriage for the time being, but I honestly don't see it lasting once their kids get older. Would I be the a-hole if I began to cut Mike out of my life? Now for the top comments. Post pics of you and Ashley's affair partner shooting hoops. This is what I come here for. Diabolical. Nah, dude, you wouldn't be the a-hole. That's not just hanging out, it's choosing sides. You went through hell and they know that. It's one thing to stay civil, it's another to double date with the guy who helped blow up your marriage. You'd be totally valid cutting them off. Respect goes both ways. Thanks for the response. Yes, the affair partner, an ex-wife, did completely blow up everything. Her, I have made a choice to be civil with because we have kids together, but the affair partner, I just have zero respect for and don't see that ever changing. Nor do I have to change how I feel about him. Exactly, bro. You don't owe that dude a shred of respect. Being civil with your ex for the kids is mature, but that doesn't mean you have to sit back while your best friend plays buddy-buddy with the guy who wrecked your family. Boundaries matter. If Mike can't get that, he's showing where his loyalty really is. Now for the update. Thank you to everyone who responded. I read through quite a few of the comments, and the majority on here think that I would not be the a-hole for cutting him out. I also consulted some close married couple friends who know all parties involved, and they also agree that the right thing would be to say something to Mike. They also made a valid point that if I don't establish my boundaries now, how much further will this go? And the resentment inside of me will just continue to grow. I texted Mike and said that I've felt a sense of betrayal from him and Ashley hanging out with Julie and the affair partner. He wrote back some generic response saying that I said it was okay for him to continue being friends with Julie, without acknowledging the affair partner also being involved. I know he's busy with church and Mother's Day stuff today, so I kind of expected a half-hearted response. For those of you commenting that Mike has no spine, you are correct. He bows down to his wife and allows her to walk all over him, even after she was caught multiple times talking to the same guy before it finally, supposedly, stopped. They're basically staying together for the kids at this point, and church is new to them, as a way to try and repair their relationship and heal their family. For those of you saying my ex Julie's affair was more than an emotional affair, I don't believe it was. I had become suspicious of her phone activity a week or two prior to actually finding out. I found out by logging into the Verizon account and seeing that she had sent over 3,000 texts to his number within a couple of weeks. If I had not found out when I did, I suspect in the coming weeks it would have become physical.